We're engaged
but you
in
do
politics.
say that you think he's made politics sexy and hip and the cool thing to be involved in.
Yeah, I mean, Obama has made it his job to come to the young people where they are. He's the first MySpace president, the first Facebook president, the first YouTube president. Wherever young people are, he came to them.
I have to agree, it's exciting, but not everybody is all pumped about this. The election has brought out young people on both sides of the table. So I want to welcome Republicans Aaron and Teresa, as well as Democrats Sean and Kira to the show as well. Now, you guys aren't so excited about this, right?
The media really appealed his image to young voters through Facebook, MySpace, and YouTube. So it became not only cool to get into politics, but it became even cooler to support Obama. So it built up all this social pressure for people who were, they said you were either with us or against us.
So you think people caved? Teresa, do you think they caved?
I definitely do. I think it became much more about celebrity than it did about politics, which I think is the problem. Because otherwise it would be a much more exciting election for people like us who are young conservatives, and we want to engage people on the issues. We want to be talking about that, but it seemed like that was the last thing on people's list. They wanted to talk about hype words like hope and change and progress, and they didn't actually want to talk about anything policy related. We were walking down Hollywood Boulevard last night, and we walked into a couple of the gift shops, and every single one of them has rhinestone Obama T-shirts that say the 44th president, and I doubt that that has happened in previous years, that you can buy your Obama T-shirt right next to your Playboy T-shirt and your wrestling T-shirt at stores like Spencer's Gifts, and I think that that's kind of a sad state to say that we're putting Barack Obama right up there with Paris Hilton as far as our celebrity status.
You think that they don't know the issues and it's actually dangerous?
I do.
Yeah, I'd like to give an example of that. Overwhelmingly, the pro-Proposition 8 supporters were in favor of Obama, but they just didn't know the issues. And when they found out that he clearly stated that he wasn't for gay marriage, they felt disenfranchised. And that's what happens when you appeal to image but not the issues. You get that deception.
And you guys disagree. You think that people do know what they're voting for.
I would certainly say that. I mean, we're going through a huge economic crisis right now. To say that the country is only caring about the image of Barack Obama is a little sad statement. I mean, he won in incredible states. He won in places like Virginia, which hadn't gone for a Democrat for years.
But were they swept up in the hype, or do they really know what's going on? I mean, that's the question.
They're informed. They know what's going on. I mean, I don't think that enough hype or a politician could get college students in an RV traveling across and documenting their you know what I mean? This is their winter break. This is not what normal college students do. And I have to agree, I have to rather disagree in saying that I think at least the college campuses that I've been to all over the country talking about this throughout the year. I mean, students are talking about politics and policy and the economy and the world around them in ways that, and I'm talking about not just poli-sci majors and geeks that really always follow this. I'm talking about football players and cheerleaders and every single segment of the student population.
Well, what do y'all say
really
about that? You say no.
The problem was that, yes, there were people out there in our generation that knew the issues, but more often than not, when you press someone that was a supporter on the issues, they just couldn't give you the specifics on it. They just said the same old, which was hope and change.
Yeah, as a student on a college campus, I've had the conversations over and over again with people I go to class with, and the one thing I will give him, I very much appreciate that he did bring politics to the forefront, because it has brought me more into it. I know more about my stuff, and I can actually have those conversations, and it's nice to have somebody come up to you and say, Teresa, I know you're really involved. Would you please have a conversation with me about this? And when you start getting down to it, they're like, oh, all my roommates are voting for Obama because, you know, they really like him, they think he's cute, and all these things. And I'm just, you know, I'm appalled, because when you ask them, well, what do you think about his policy on health care? What do you think about this? I mean, they don't know. That's why the Howard Stern show did that funny segment where, you know, they go and they talk to people and they say, oh, well, what do you think about Barack Obama's stance on the war? He wants to stay there. And they're like, sounds good. And they're like, oh, actually, that's McCain's stance. And they're like, oh. They will buy into anything.